That was instant. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the...
Should we do a countdown? 3, 2, 1.
It's already begun. It started. This is Hello, everyone. Welcome to the GamerBreakfast podcast. I, myself, SkojSkull, am here with my other co-host, Jalbagel, and with us as our guests, we have Nigiri and Rune. Oh my goodness, who are also amongst our casters that are recently getting into the speedrunning realm, and they're also variety casters as well and play a variety of games like Demon Souls, horror games sometimes, and whatever new game comes out that grabs their interest. How you guys doing?
Great.
Great, we're doing great. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And again, thank you so much for inviting me and Rune.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
I get an excuse to talk about speedrunning now. I'm so happy I get people to talk about speedrunning.
They said they were fans of anime. They said they were fans of anime. So we're gonna keep that in there.
Oh, I'm really surprised you had Bata on earlier and you weren't trying to push him into speedrunning.
Well, because his content's less speedrunning and more like cheesy comfort builds that end up being speedruns because it's heavy bowgun. You literally just kill the monster. That's what you gotta do. All you have to do is just hold right trigger and then the monster dies.
Oh, pretty much.
And that was something that I always liked about Bata's videos. But as much of a speed run as it is, it's not necessarily like a speed run, right? Because he's saying that like you can get like a sub 5 with any of his builds, and then you actually go and watch like an HPG speed run and it's like a minute and a half. Like 4-player HVG against anything, minute and a half. You're like, oh,
they did
god.
one recently with Apex. What's his name?
Go on.
Diablos.
Oh yeah, the new one on Switch. The emergency one, yeah. I actually still haven't done that.
Who did?
Bata. He did it with a group of people. I forgot the group of people
fun.
was. Whoops.
I've been off of YouTube entirely because I am afraid that YouTube is going to recommend me like spoiler videos about the new Pokemon game, which comes out in 3 days.
Yeah,
so
28, yeah.
I'm really surprised we are not just seeing Twitch accounts get deleted over that. Like, go live, 30 seconds later, just gone. It's
like Nintendo is so weird about that because this happened with it happened with Sword and Shield too. When Sword and Shield came out, people got it like a week in advance because of misshipping, and they don't really ever put down like a content embargo. They really just hit big channels. They don't care if you stream it to like 100 people.
Still more publicity to them.
Yeah, they care. Well, I mean, they care when you stream it to 105,000 people, right? That's when problems start coming up. And from what I've heard, because I refuse to go and look at this stuff, is that people have been like, I mean, it's been no one like streaming it, like unknown content creators, right?
Yeah.
And they just don't care if like 20 people are watching the game, but they do care when like 150,000 people are watching it. And they're like, oh, take that channel down, get them.
So I did look into this a little bit because I was curious, and I'm not too concerned about spoilers. I'll eventually get around to it, or I'll probably watch her play it, so it's going to be spoiled for me anyways. The accounts that were streaming it that had the most views, I looked at them, and they appeared to be burner accounts. They were either new accounts that were just created or accounts that only do like spoiled content. They only do like pre-releases of things, and it's like, that's interesting.
That's really interesting. The same thing happened with like Call of Duty a while back. Like there was a new game that was supposed to be released, but they start streaming it like a month early. I'm like, how do you even get access to that? But yeah.
So it's like, I mean, I know like right now it's just like people getting their copy like shipped to them early, right? Like that, and that happens often. That happens all the time. Like I know Fumetto got his copy early. Whether or not it was on purpose, I have no idea. And then I know when I ordered Sword and Shield, I got my copy early, but I waited to play it.
That's right.
So, happens.
Yeah. Well, before we get too deep into the whole Pokemon talk, tell us a little bit about yourselves, Nigiri and Rune.
Do you want to?
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. I was like,
I'm trying. I want
Nigiri to tell us. Yeah.
Tell them the amazing
My
story
normal.
of how you met the best person in your life.
He was.
This better be about me. This better be about me.
So this Snorlax.
I remembered someone was asking about that on stream, and then what we were kind of like joking about, like how did we found each other like speedrunning? How do you find a speedrunning partner? And then we went through like a joke about that, like Rune just suddenly popped out of under the bed and was like, "Hey, do you want to do a speedrun with me?" It's like, so just like in a creepy way.
Oh yeah.
Like, we were kind of like,
so that's what happened. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Just
Exactly. Right. Be on a wall or be on a someone's door. It's like, "Hey, do you want to do a speedrunner with me?" Like, so yeah.
I believe your response was, "Who are you and what are you doing here?"
Yeah.
Get out of my house.
Yeah, get out of my house. How did you get into the house? Like, but no, we actually met.
That's cool.
We actually met through a common friend, and actually through Pokemon Go.
Really?
Yeah, through the Pokemon Go game. It was
all the women.
When did it? Yeah. Like our common friend was like, hey, you also play Pokemon Go? Hey, I have this friend that also plays Pokemon Go. You guys should meet up. And it just started from there.
That's awesome.
So I offered her a shiny Snorlax, and she said, okay, I'll marry you. And then ever since then.
Hey.
That's awesome.
But yeah.
By the way, yeah, congrats on your marriage, because it happened in 2021. And
yeah.
Holy shit. It was awesome.
After many delays. So many delays.
I can imagine.
We had to postpone it.
Right now.
Like, yeah, we had to postpone it 4 or 5 times, and it was
that is the most stressful thing, because it's not just planning on your part, it's planning on, I don't know if you did it with family, but like it's planning on like scheduling with
yes, yeah, exactly, because there's like it's kind of like just a huge event. There's like different vendors that you have to email, talk to. So yeah.
And of course we didn't get a wedding planner.
So it's just the two of you.
That's the best idea, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, so
we don't need no wedding planner. We'll do it ourselves.
Exactly, right?
Famous last words.
You're right.
So Nigiri's actually been working as a full-time streamer for a little over a year now, and actually, when she went into lockdown mode for the wedding, I think it may have been beginning of summer or something. So she dropped her hours, she dropped her days and everything. And we're just now starting to come back into getting back into the 4 days a week, 10 hours, so 40 a week. And it's been a big transition for us from being constantly stressed about, okay, are the flowers going to be there? Are these things going to be there? Now it's constantly stressing about, okay, do we have the content lined up? Is there anything wrong with the computers?
That's awesome. And the way you guys support each other is really, like, it's really nice to look at as well. You guys are so sweet together. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'd say your channel is kind of unique too, as far as like, people sharing a channel too, because I know that was kind of like a migration. Like I noticed that on Twitter, right? That you guys made an announcement that you're gonna be sharing Nigiri's account, right? And that's why I started like seeing this more collaborative effort between you two, and I thought that was really interesting because let's be honest. Nigiri's the face of the stream, right?
100%.
and I thought that was like always interesting because you both treat that space like so familiar and so comfortable, especially when you do like speedrun content, because it's both of you there. But then like Nigiri still treats it like that it is more or less her space, but it doesn't really feel like just hers, anymore. Like you guys never really like, because for a long time I'm stammering, but for a long time, because I thought it was like just Nigiri's like channel, like now Rune's gonna do stuff, but you guys made that a very seamless transition. Like it doesn't feel any different or awkward when you do. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't feel like it's still Nigiri's stream. Like no, it feels like it's a collaborative effort.
Yeah, it's like when you're watching one of the talk show hosts and they've got that band person, the lead person from the band. So I'm like the recurring guest, if you will, the person who gets consulted on the side.
So,
Eric Andre's show. Who's the dude that sits on the couch?
Yeah, I was thinking exactly that.
So I guess what also kind of like helped with that. So so when we kind of like transition into merging, it's because Rune has always been in the background. Like for instance, I would be streaming, my face will be there, but then Rune's voice, everyone has been saying that it's Rune is just a disembodied voice and stuff like that on the community. And I guess when we did like the speed run and stuff like that, because Rune also has his own, like, you know, another full-time job, and that's why it's easier for him like to stay on the YouTube side for like editing, recording.
It's
while streaming live is it definitely takes a lot more time to be like on camera and stuff like that. So I guess our community just got used to both of us being there, I guess.
That's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna get to something with that, but no, it's really nice.
I was gonna get to something with that, but it was a thought that was trapped in Skoi's mind, and now it's gone forever.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say congrats on all the huge success so far on Twitch. Like,
yeah,
you guys have been doing great with the speedrunning with Rise, and you guys are really taking this.
I just say with Rise in general, you guys are popping off with that. It seems like you found a comfortable niche for you.
So yeah, I guess we can talk a little bit about that. I mean, when Rise first came out on Switch, she was hooked. We played a good bit of World, but like we got into World so late. It was like everybody was like, do this, and we played through the story, but we got carried so much through it. We didn't have the time to learn the game the way that we wanted to learn it. And with Rise, we were basically like, okay, you and me are going to go through this together, and we're going to play this properly. And if other people want to come in and just kill the monsters for us, too bad. We're going to learn this game.
Yeah.
And so that happened, and it was fantastic for us on Switch. And then the way they stuttered the releases constantly with new monsters coming out, a month you got like Elder Dragons, another month you got like all month. The stuttered releases really gave us plenty of time to experiment with new things, then to kind of keep pushing things. Like when a new expansion comes out in an MMO, there's this new tier of gear you need to get. And that was just so much fun. And ever since then, we never really left Rise. A lot of people stuck around Rise for like the 3 months where there were updates, and then they left. And we've consistently played Rise at least once a week over the last year. So it really made sense to make that transition into PC Rise, kind of making that the main thing for the last couple of weeks, and probably for the next couple of weeks too, before we even start looking at adding back to that variety.
No, and that's that was, I think that was a lot of a big problem, you know, for like the world content creators, right? Because a lot of the times we always get hung up about like the numbers and like the consistency and stuff like that. But when a new game comes out, you don't know what's going to happen. And when you don't set your expectation correctly, it makes it a lot harder to play that game. Oh, especially streaming it, right? But no, I mean, it was good for you guys because you had that kind of excitement and interaction already in your community about the game. And so when it just came out on PC, right, it was like a seamless transition. And I thought it was really funny because was it day one that you guys just did a Narwa percent?
I think we were the first to kill Narwa. Like people killed it early with the early access or whatever, but for legitimate copies that were the characters that were created after embargo was lifted, I think we got the world first. I feel very confident about that.
Oh, probably, definitely. That's
but yeah, there was
I will say this: you guys were the first ones that submitted on SRC, so count it.
That is a long review to be done. You know, actually, we never submitted the Narwa percent yet because
not for PC yet. No.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one yet.
So what happened? We did Blue Apex, I think, on Switch, the Apex Zeros, but for PC, like we were gonna get like right at 10 hours on our speed run, and at like 9 hours and 30 minutes, my PC crashes, and we're flipping out. Like, what do we do? Magnum All is ready to be captured at this point, and we're like, if she captures it and I'm not there, is this gonna invalidate the run? Can I even rejoin back in the middle of a quest? So we played everything completely safe. We abandoned a quest that we had pretty much completed. I came back in, and the mood changed, and we triple carded on a Tigrex after that, just because our focus was gone.
Boy, I've been there.
Yeah, it can be very discombobulating. Yep.
I had my power go out 7 hours into a sharp percent pre cutscene skip, and I remember going into the Discord and saying, "No more stream. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm taking the night off."
No,
7 hours in, I was pissed.
7 hours in, especially, I'd be like, no, fuck that.
One of the great things about the way we do things, though, is her recording was still active, so we could definitively prove no time passed. The stream never went down. Her recording never went down. you know, you could see I left the voice, I came back into the voice. So something like that, I think, you know, you'd have to make a judgment call, but I feel like we'd have enough evidence. But we got 10 hours and 40 minutes, and we were like, we can get 10 hours. We can get 10 hours. So our goal was to do it again to get sub 10 hours, and we wind up with a sub 9.
I know, that was amazing.
Yeah, you guys could do this.
that was sick to watch too.
You too.
I caught the
I know
I
you
caught
were
the last
there.
half hour of it.
Yeah, thank you so much for being there. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, Liz and I are always lurking whenever you guys do your speed runs.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, she's trying to get me to do Rise speed runs with her.
Yay, heck yeah.
Let's
So
go.
we might have
Knew I
a
liked Liz.
couple versus couple type
Yes,
action.
absolutely.
Yeah, so you and Liz are gonna do Narwa percent. I love it. I'm so glad to hear it. A 10-hour speed run. I can't wait to see you guys do that.
If you do that, you have to let us know, because we need to be there watching every minute of that.
Oh, yeah.
And
oh goodness.
so that's one thing that, because we're kind of like still new with the speed running, so a lot of like our community members are like also asking, so what entails under like speed run? So it's bringing awareness to it as well. So we were like talking about that. What's the good thing about like with speedrunning is like everyone challenges or pushes each other to improvement or like to shorten that time. So everyone just like supports each other.
The cool
with a long category like Naro percent, though, it's really hard to do that because convincing people to do such a long category is really difficult.
I mean, it's like it's a lot more doable with, I feel like, with Rise than it is with World, because World is like there's a lot of cutscenes you can't even skip. With Rise, you can skip pretty much every single cutscene you see. Well, you have to add mods to World.
So actually,
I know.
Yeah.
there is one interesting thing, and it's kind of why we kind of diverge on paths a little bit in our speedrun is once you reach HR2, you go back into the main village, you get an unskippable cutscene. You go out to the Buddy Plaza, you get an unskippable cutscene. So what we do at that point, I handle all this because I want to get Argosy set up. I don't want to deal with farming for Thunderbugs or net. So I get my Argosy set up. While I do that, she deals with her inventory management and just hops into the next ton. And then I come in and join her. So there's a lot of things like that to look at.
That's actually, because that's something that's overlooked in single player speedrun full game, because you immediately go to the Argosy. Because you are doing village progression in single player, right? And so you get the special permits to unlock up to hub 4 in the multiplayer section, but you're still going to do it single player, right? So that's actually just entirely overlooked, and then you just start buying all of your nets and stuff like that. I was actually gonna bring that up because I don't know if you looked at it, but relics are very nice to get. In Magnum Malo percent, the only thing that they do is just get relics so they can buy nets straight from what's her name, Rundine.
Yeah, so we were watching the Magnum Malo percent, and Nigiri was just hypnotized. Like I was like, hey, let's sit down, let's watch this guy go through village in an hour and 15 minutes. And she just saw the inventory management and the click, and she was like, she became so obsessed with it.
It's insane.
It's very inspiring, but I don't think I'm not there yet, but it's something
it takes time.
Look forward to. I was like, oh my gosh, this dude is amazing.
I'm assuming you watched Meteron's run. It's insane.
That sounds about right. Yeah. But I think that time could be easily beaten by somebody who's less skilled now on PC. I mean, I think the math that I did was like 5 minutes of time saved by just load screens.
So irrelevant, but I'll add it in. We actually just split the leaderboards for platform because there is a significant disadvantage, and we are not taking out load times manually. But that's just out there.
Ooh. So my submission for Nara percent on Switch will probably never be beaten then, because nobody's gonna want to do it on Switch.
There you go. Well, it's also like a way to capture it too. Like people would need to find a way to capture it on the Switch. It's not as easily accessible as on PC.
Take a camera. People don't realize that. Just point your camera at the screen, record.
You can just take your phone and aim it at it and record like that, or a webcam or anything. We call it potato camming, and you are perfectly allowed to do that. That's even like people are like, oh, how do I do like 3DS speed runs if I can't like use emulator and I can't get a hold of a $1,000 modded 3DS? Point a camera at your 3DS. That's fine. That's legal.
I've actually got like right above my monitor. Hold on, I'll show you guys this real quick. I've got like this little.
We're going on a
camera
trip.
here. And it kind of aims down on my hand because when I'm doing Mario, and I play a lot of Mario, and it's like, you know, precision stuff. So I actually point my at my controller. That way people can kind of see those sort of moves. And you just hold a 3DS underneath that. You just bend your camera down. There's tons of ways to do this.
Huh.
Yeah, we've because like I had someone like contact me when Rise came out. They're like, this is bullshit. Like I have to buy like a capture card. I can't just use like the recording feature on the Switch to submit runs. It's like, because it's only 30 seconds. Like, I mean, come on. You know, you aren't gonna get a full run out of that. And we don't want we don't want 30 segment like 30-second segments for you to submit an IL. Like, we're just not gonna do that. And they're like getting like all uppity about it. And they're getting all upset. And I was like, do you have a webcam? Like, yeah, I have a webcam. Like, just point it at it, dude. Done. It's it. Easy. So instead of buying a $200 capture card, you just buy a $20 webcam. It can be potato quality. We say as long as it can speedrun. Yeah, we were saying as long as it's visible. For World, we had to make it a rule because there's too much shit going on in World that it's a minimum 720p. But for Rise and for like Gen U and Generations on the 3DS, what is it, 480 all day long? That's fine, as long as we can see it.
You guys, clearly your intent is to maintain the integrity and not exclude people. You need to be able to make sure nobody's cheating, but at the same time, you're not trying to force people to buy things. You're not trying to make people create quality content. All you care about is, can you actually do this, and can you prove that you can do this? And how you do that is up to you. Yep.
No, and with PC's introduction, that's always a difficult thing, right? Because we always get like naysayers, and we always get the witch hunters, right? The people that are like, that's cheated, that runs, like, that's not possible, that's 2 minutes faster than my run, that can't be right, I'm perfect. And it's just like, no, like, there are plenty of people. It's ignorant of you to think that you're the best at this, right? But we get this is the thing, right? Is we can make all the rules in the world, someone will find a way to cheat. It's up to us as a community of speedrunners and of viewers and content creators and just media enjoyers to air quotes police this, right? Like, think about it like community watch, right? Like, you know, the sign that you see outside of like the cul-de-sac that says like, you know, community crime preventers, like community crime watch. You know, we aren't looking for criminals, but if we see something suspicious, we're going to call it out, right? And that's always been allowed. That's always been a thing. We've always wanted people to do that, because there's a lot of things, especially in World. When World came on PC, oh god, there was so many things. I had people DMing me left and right, you know, telling me that like, this is cheated. Like, do you know that they use this? And like, well, this isn't right. And like, you can tell that it's cheated if you go and watch their stream. And I'm like, okay, like, yeah, like, I need this information, but also it's not. But it's crazy.
I think the mods are going to be really interesting here, because what happens if somebody puts a mod in there that increases the RNG odds of a damage to always roll max like 20% more? Like, how do you detect something like that? And it goes back to, I think it was Dream on Minecraft. They actually had to go in and say, what are the odds of getting these items that you got? And while they couldn't conclusively prove it was impossible, they said this number is so close to impossible that it didn't happen. But at the same time, like, what if somebody really rolls 17 natural 20s in a row? It's not literally impossible, it's just statistically impossible.
Yeah. But then, you know, Dream coming out afterwards saying that he had mods installed to make that because he was air quotes practicing and forgot to turn them off.
Yeah.
Who forgets to do that?
But it's going to be interesting. And I think what hopefully it comes down to is that people don't care to get something that they don't deserve. So this brings me to a childhood story of mine. And this is actually one of my favorite stories to tell. I was a kid. My parents took me to yard sales all the time. And we're at a yard sale and we see this box full of trophies. And I'm like, oh, I want a trophy. Let's buy me a trophy. Yeah, I can show everybody my trophy. And my dad looks at me and he's like, that is the stupidest thing you have ever said. You don't buy a trophy, you earn a trophy, you deserve a trophy. And what pushed me to do the speed run and then drag Nigiri in, and then she's loved it ever since. I mean, she got hooked on it after I talked her into it, was I looked at the leaderboard for Narwa %. I saw one run on there for 12.5 hours and I said, I can beat that. And so I
That's
sat
where it
down, I
starts.
started practicing,
Yeah.
and then when I beat that, and asterisk, that's still not verified yet. I had this
Working
huge
on
sense of
it.
accomplishment, and that's what I did it for, was to say I did this. So I'm hoping somebody comes along after my run gets verified and beats that time, because again, that's what I want. I want the button, or I just want things to keep getting pushed further and further and further, and maybe I'll come back after that and I'll try and make another go at it to try and beat whoever that person is. And the whole thing there is, that's what motivates me, that spirit of competition, that desire to be the best. And when we talk about cheating, I've never understood why people would do it. They're literally robbing themselves of that feeling. Like,
Yeah.
why?
It's always, these are the people that like we find it's clout, right?
Yeah.
People think that if they get a world record, they're going to be famous. And it's like, no, I've held world record in world 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, 6 different times. I've held world record in world. I'm not famous, you
So
know.
famous.
No, I know that. but and this is like really like what it comes down to. Like, you know, I mean, like I went through and optimized the run with a couple of people in the community, and like we've pushed the run, we pushed the game down to like lower and lower times, and we kept competition going, and we now have like what a year ago what we thought was impossible to beat is now like the bottom of the barrel, right? You know, it's like it's a good run, but like it's not the best anymore because we're literally 20 minutes faster than it. Like, it's insane. But then, like, think about it like this. Like, there are people that pioneered the world speedrunning. SD Shepherd pioneered that, and he stopped running, and that's his prerogative. He just said he just got bored with it and all that stuff, and I totally get that. But he made his success on speedrunning, and he wasn't the fastest, he wasn't the best at it, but he made his success on it, and it's very evident. Dude's incredibly popular, on YouTube, on Twitch, and all that. And so, like, it just shows you that, like, even though, like, you don't have to be the best to be successful with this kind of content, right? You could be the slowest. Spiked Vegeta can run hundreds of speedrun games, and he is not the best in like a handful of them. Like, he's the best at, right?
Guerrilla speedrunning is what gets people excited.
Exactly. He just loves doing it. He'll pick up a new game, he'll learn the rudimentary speed route of it, and then he'll play it for a little while, and he has fun with it, right? Nowhere near the best in all of these speedrun games. Incredibly successful human being.
So I'll take this and I'll pass the buck over to Nigiri here and kind of ask her a question, because we were talking about this earlier. Yeah, that look on her face. People came into the stream, and we get this all the time. We got this in the speedrunning Discord too. People are like, "Why is everything like bowgun?" So Nigiri, what did you think of and hear when you heard that question? Like, why light bowgun?
What do you mean, like?
Yeah, when somebody came in and they said, "Why are we using light bowgun?"
Oh, because, well, first off, both of us are kind of like more comfortable with it, and we know we're gonna do like the dual speedrun, and like with the build that we researched into, like, for instance, the special ammo was just like CCing the monster together. It was much easier for us to do that run.
Yeah. So that's kind of what we do in our run. We activate CC, we run in with Wyvern Blast, and we just shoot it 4 times, slide in there with Wire Bug, get the detonation, just kind of, we have a damage phase. So what we're doing constantly is we're waiting for that to recharge, and then we're trying to set, okay, what's our next stun move, our KO going to be? Are we going to mount something? Are we going to use paralysis? Are we going to punch it in the face to KO it? How are we going to get that moment to set off these detonations? And that's kind of what we do, is we're just dealing damage until it's time to really deal damage. And you talk about being pioneers. This is what we're doing. We're pioneering this path, but is there a better path? I mean, probably, honestly. She runs light bowgun, I run greatsword. Both weapons that you can have work with very little skills. I feel like that would be a great combination. That's something we're probably going to start testing the waters with. But, like, why do you do this? Because we're the first people to do it, and this is what we thought of. And until somebody comes along and does better, or we find better, that's the best, just by default.
That's fine,
so come in, do it yourself, find what's better. We're gonna steal it from you when you find what's better. That's
use
the way
whatever
this works.
Stealing. No, use whatever you're comfortable
stealing.
with.
Yeah.
Like,
It's speedrunning is always a collaborative effort, right? Because like someone said that to me once. They're like, "Oh, well, you stole like this person's route." I'm like, "Stole it? You mean I stole it? They published it on speedrun.com. They showed the world this is what it is. I used the route. No one owns the route. No one owns the trick. No one owns backward long jump in Mario 64, right? Like, nobody owns that. I didn't steal the route. It's a collaborative effort, right? The pursuit of any speedrun is to push down a lower and lower and lower time every single time, right? Yeah. It's a collaborative effort. You would not believe the amount of time that Greenspeed and I sit and call and just talk about changing the route. Man, so cracked out of his mind. He had a 234 XX in world, now the fastest run on the leaderboard. Freaking insane. And I mean, we sat hours talking about changes, talking about small, like finding things, discovering things. And it's not like, oh, he stole my record. He did it before me. He stole my tricks and all my routes. And I'm just so angry. No, but it's a collaborative effort because like I mean, he's still running the game. I'm not. I'm playing Rise. I'm having fun with it. Yeah. You know,
I actually thought you
blind Naruto percent.
I actually thought you both like will you and Greenspeed kind of like do a duo/group run?
No.
In the future, no. Aw. Okay.
Immediately.
Because you guys push each other to like help each other better. Like,
yeah, that would be cool to see.
We've done 2-player Xeno% before. We did a 4-player Xeno% with Johnny and Ellie Alive. Those were like a while ago, and those were hard to coordinate and just do in general. And world multiplayer speedrunning sucks.
Oh my god, find the monster. Can you approve a mod where you skip that? Like, please
do it again.
What?
Like the have to find the monster portion of it is just, that's in my opinion why Rise is just so much better for multiplayer than World.
Are you talking about track gathering?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about like but you have to do the cinematic before other people can join you in the quest.
Oh yeah, that's awful. But now you can just skip that cutscene, so like that's amazing.
Okay. Oh, so like if somebody's launching a quest brand new, other people can join them even though they haven't started the quest.
No, everyone has to go and watch that cutscene separately, and then they all just join one person. So you usually just join the person that's already ahead. That's why world multiplayer speedrunning is such a meme, right? Like I always say, it's a meme category because it's so like choppy and broken up. It doesn't feel like a speedrun, which is why I hate showing it off. You know. Yeah. But Rise is a little bit more palatable. Right. But Rise is missing a lot of the things that I like in speedrunning, which is like pathing and routing, outside of like the hunts and stuff like that, like the actual like cleverness and progression in the game. But I think I'm trying to change my mentality on that, because I think I was overwhelmed because the run went from me doing it in 2 hours on release day, right? Like I think I played it for 2 days and then I did a speed run. And I finished it in like 2 hours, right? Like I did like 2 hours 15 minutes, something like that. I'm like 12th on the leaderboard or some shit. And then 2 days later, someone did it in an hour and 45 minutes, and then an hour and a half, and then an hour and 15 minutes. And I was like, well, I'm overwhelmed now.
And honestly, I think that time is going to continue to get better and better for a couple of reasons. I talked about PC load times, keyboard and mouse, the ability to actually land those headshots consistently with a mouse.
Yeah, I'm more consistent. I was messing around with light bowgun with this thing. I actually found myself more accurate with just controller, but that's just me. But like you're absolutely right. Like people are just going to be more accurate with keyboard and mouse.
On the subject of controllers, Nigiri got so into that last speed run, she did this to her elite.
Yo, okay, first off, the number of hours I was like,
she destroyed that poor elite controller.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. I get intense to it.
Throw it at the wall next time.
At least, come on.
Make content out of it.
What was it, Tigrex or Narwa that we were about to go into, and you're like, my controller.
Not again. This has happened before.
I mean, like our speed run. My PC crashed. Like we were at high rank Magnum, like 3 hunts left. Like
Oh, we thought that the Nigiri broke another controller.
I knew
I was thinking.
I'm not bad.
He has rage issues.
Oh, Nigiri gets so mad.
I know, right?
No, but that's but I mean, as long as people are doing the runs, there will be more people that do the runs. Multiplayer, it's a little bit harder to like, you know, collaborate on, right? Because it's two people trying to find the same amount of time. Luckily, you both like live together and have each other's schedules memorized. It's a lot easier to coordinate that. But like I know for me and Green, like if we wanted to practice, that would take 2-3 months, right? Because we probably could do it like once, maybe twice a week.
And that's kind of a great thing, is we got to practice on Switch. When people are looking at Switch, they want Monster Hunter content, but they've done everything in Switch so many times. We've had somebody who was killing 1,000 Rajang. So like people were they ran out of things to do. So for us, it was like, okay, we're going to practice this. We can broadcast practicing this. And that's some new content. It's content people haven't seen in Rise before. And you look at the village speedrun that you were talking about. I think the hour and 15 minutes was what, 3 months ago? Like, and there's not really been any movement at all since then. No,
the Rise is more or less on Switch come to a standstill, right? There was I'd say about like 5 active runners for it in the 2 categories, NU% and no tools. No tools is like no capping and stuff like that. It's actually a really neat category. It's actually also not that much longer. I think it's only like 13 minutes longer. I think world record for that. Extras has it with a 126. I'm literally on SRC. I could just look.
Like after talking with you guys,
141.
You guys are making one speed run. Fucking, I'm gonna grab Liz after this.
Skoj, do it.
I'll grab Liz. She wants to do it too.
And this is the thing too, is that you don't have to do the longer categories, and you don't have to do it in one sitting, right? There's Apex Arzuros, and there's and there's Nara. So there's Arzuros percent, Blue Bear percent, or Nara percent, right?
We're gonna do it in one sitting.
And I mean, and you also don't have to do RTA. You guys can do 2-player IL runs too. That's always fun. 2-player ILs are a blast. You can get so creative with those too. But I would like it if you guys did RTA. That'd be really cool.
And hey, anybody who is interested in getting into this, you know, I sent this and it's in the Discord. Well, this is actually the high rank one. I posted the low rank one. But like,
you did send
anybody wants the information
so fast.
We'll give it to you guys. Like, we want to help people beat us. That way they can get better, and we can steal what they did to get better.
Tease it,
Oh yeah.
Challenge each other,
I would love that. That'd be so fun. Like Jal was doing this for us. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, our Zeros was now only like 3. We were able to get it down like 3 hours and 9 minutes or so, or 20 minutes or something. So that's doable for you and Lise.
We want to get it down to 3 hours, and we feel like the theoretical best for it's probably like 2 hours 10 minutes. Probably. So I mean, there's still a lot of room. You script the fights better, like. One thing we were going to look at doing is having her go through Argosy too. That way we have, 8 traps.
Multiple traps.
Because that instantly gives us an opportunity to set up Wyvern Blast. It won't stay trapped for that long. But I mean, if we can get off 2 Wyvern Blasts for just spamming
extra damage,
we don't have to worry about mounting other monsters anymore. And because mounting other monsters, unless it's a Rajang, you're probably actually losing damage in the time to go get it and bring it there. But we feel like we have to do it a lot of times just to get that knockdown.
Yeah, that was that's like always the speedrunning limitation is how do you start your script, right? And that's where like Wyvern riding is so convenient, because it's so easy to grab a monster and just go and bully your target, right? Like it's so fast to do that. The actual process of bullying is really slow. So like why I always talk about, like, in World, mounting is slow, but mounting opens up an opening for you to start your script. So if you can find another way to do that, that's what you do. But if you don't have another way, then you mount, right? But this is all like just where like collaborative effort takes place, right? Like we didn't start pushing times down in Monster Hunter World until other people started participating, and the same thing happened in Rise. Like we had a handful of people start it, and then like 3 people really took it and ran with it and really optimized the run and like found, like, I mean, this is how we found like the fast end quest screen, right? Like how you can just fly back to camp. You can also do that from leaving the tent. As long as you're in a black load screen in the overworld, when the quest end thing, quest complete thing would pop up, it just ends instantly. And it saves a second, 2, over the slower way, which is hanging. And then, but even those save 5 or 6 seconds per hunt. I can't remember how much it was over the cutscene that plays. And it's just like insane. And that's where like a lot of this optimization started coming from, like knowing exactly what you were going to do in next.
Yeah, when we talk about Norwich, 46 hunts, I think, is the number. So like that number, that amount of time adds up.
Yep.
Definitely.
Nope, it's insane. I love it. I love oh god, I love speedrunning. So Skoy.
So anime. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I know. Sorry, quick question. Rune is not having an echo, right? By any chance? I can close my door. I was not sure if. Okay.
Nope, sounds good.
I can speak louder.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would love to hear Rune twice, actually.
The reverb in his voice.
So sultry.
I gotta warn you, if we're going to anime now, Nigiri is gonna want to talk for like 7 hours. Like,
I can do it, right?
I'm ready.
Is it me and Skoy's turn now?
I'm ready. How you doing, Nigiri?
Rune and I got to talk about speedrunning. You guys got to talk about anime. Okay, go ahead.
How you doing?
I still need to watch season 2 of Demon Slayer. I still haven't done that.
Oh my gosh.
I have to watch like 3 episodes. I have to catch up.
But that was it.
There's a new arc coming out too. I think I saw a trailer.
Yeah, it's been
It was
out.
another demon, yeah.
It's been out and it's really good.
Yeah. Oh, it's been out. Rune.
Yeah, I think they finished. They caught up with the train stuff, and then they went into something new, and we just haven't really looked at it since then.
It's your fault.
I know.
Yeah.
You gotta catch her up, man.
I know. Always blame Rune. I know.
We've been busy. Okay,
no, yeah,
all the
no,
things that we were just talking about that I'm not going to bring up again. It consumed a lot of our cycles.
I'm just kidding.
Speedrunning?
I know, right?
Anime.
I know.
You gotta get this
paid
straight.
for
You gotta
what?
tell.
I know.
Don't let Gel win. I'm kidding.
I know.
But
Yeah.
Just telling you, speedrunning's fun.
Yeah. I'm excited for Skoy and Liz if ever they do get to it. Yeah, I'm really excited
And
for it.
then once they do it as duos, we can all get together and do it as a foursome. One of the shorter ones, though.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I guess.
It was
That'd be
like
so cool.
8 hours.
We gotta practice first.
I know. I was like,
We gotta practice first.
Foursome was
absolutely.
absolutely words.
But yeah, I don't know.
so I think that's where I paused. The foursome was like, should I go there? Should I just ignore that? I was like,
Rune chose his words correctly.
Yep.
He explicitly picked these letters to say.
Yep.
Oh,
I was gonna say
Anyways.
too, if Skoy and Liz get so good at it, and you guys are like competing for times, y'all could do a race.
we could get in call, and we could like
Yeah.
we get, or I don't know how we got.
Get it in a call. I'll get you
I don't
guys.
know.
I'll get you guys to do Naro percent MH Rise Naro percent 2P race on like well, what is it? A really longathon.
Can you be an announcer for it?
Absolutely.
Oh,
You know how fucking cool
I
that
would have missed that for the world.
A race could be fun. A race could be fun. Maybe we could make it like a charity event or something.
That's what really longathon is. I've been trying to get Shara percent into really longathon, but I always miss the submission deadline. But it's a marathon specifically for stupidly long speedruns. So stuff that's like over like 3 or 4 hours, they're like, gimme, and I'm like, I got some games for you.
We got a lot to talk about then. We're gonna save this for a conversation for ourselves to surprise you guys. All right, it's gonna be awesome. All right, we got a lot
About
to look
anime
forward to.
though, like
Yes.
we keep forgetting anime exists.
I know. Sorry about it. You know.
What
Because
Anime.
speedrunning's up here, and anyways.
what anime have you guys been watching recently?
Well, like
Well,
recently,
we kinda took a break after the last season. Everything ended. We haven't really watched
Yeah.
much, have we?
yeah, like when COVID
handle it.
hits, we were catching up on what, like Dr. Stone, The Black Clover, Attack on Titan. Oh my gosh, Dr. Stone, I love
gotta
it.
watch that one.
My new favorite.
Right, the nerd, the geek in me, like the chemistry is like, oh my gosh, the science. It's
I
like,
made a gathering build for Dr. Stone
oh really?
that actually works too, and it's great. But yeah, but sorry.
And I know, and it has a feel good, positive theme as well. I mean, Attack on Titan is more on like the darker side now.
Oh,
so, but
definitely.
it's still real good. Yeah.
It's really good. And, like, they brought in like a lot of the intensity and drama that like a lot of like modern shows have, like Game of Thrones and Witcher now and stuff like that.
Yeah. What is it? There's so many that were Jujutsu Kaisen's new next season as well.
Movie is coming out in March.
I didn't even know there was a movie. Oh wow. Okay, there we go.
I got so excited about that.
Yay. Oh my gosh, March. Oh my gosh.
So the whole movie is based off of this book for Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 0. It's a prequel to the
I should
entire
have a
show.
manga too. Nice.
How can it be Volume 0 if it's the first one?
It's
I got comics that are like a 0. But you bring up a good point, which is something that Nigiri and I both do. We enjoy consuming content, but we don't really research the content. Like, there's a lot of people that are constantly like looking for spoilers, what's going to come up, or hey, when's this thing coming out? We just get surprised with, oh, it's out, cool, and like that's something that we both have in common. It's just like, oh, it's the thing, and I know a lot of people are like, you know, checking for the news on the thing and all that stuff, and
we're just pretty laid back. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll watch it.
That's
Just ask Skoy.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
know,
I'm gonna start doing. Like, all right, Skoy, winter started. What anime do I need to watch? And then I get like a 7-page like
I have the entire series of Demon Slayer. I'm not going to show the cover, but I have the entire series of Demon Slayer.
Is the cover spoilers?
I don't think so, but like I don't want to risk it.
That's my dream come true. Like, just have an anime like or manga shelf. Dang, they're so expensive.
we have a small shelf.
I have
a shelf.
A shelf, yeah. It's like tiny. Oh, Hero Academia, yeah. My Hero Academia.
When she got into that, I decided to buy her like the entire. I think it's pronounced Tonkama. I don't know how to say that word.
Yeah.
Whatever those things are, I just was buying her all of those.
I have all 72 volumes of Naruto. And,
nice.
And I just started collecting One Piece, so I'm.
Oh my god.
Ooh, that's a lot.
It's too much money. Nobody can afford to buy all of One Piece.
I'm gonna start doing that.
I know. You don't know me. Right now. Wait.
Well, he got a job, man. He can do it now. He's making money again. He's gonna be like, oh yeah, and then all of that just manga.
Nice.
And that's the most interesting thing I've ever done in my life, and I'm never gonna tell that story again. This is a one and done thing.
I know.
I can't believe.
Just never again.
He said that.
It took a lot for me to come out and say this.
Insane. I'm so glad that you shared that with all of us, honestly, because each of our lives are enriched.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so confusing for audio listeners.
Never again.
Right.
Because it's gonna be
like there. I was like, did we miss something?
I said something spoilery and bad. Anyways,
life spoilers.
So anime.
Yeah. But,
every manga that I have ever purchased in my entire life, every single one has been discontinued. So I stopped buying manga. Right? Like every single one, and I can't justify it anymore, man. Because my friends like always bought like the really popular ones in high school, right? Like, you know, I had friends that owned like all of Naruto up to date, right? And like all of Death Note and like all these like other like things, and I was like, oh, that's so cool, like I should get into this too. And so like we go to Barnes and Noble and like be sitting around, like we go to the manga section, I'd start picking up like, oh, this looks neat. I'll buy the first volume of this, like I really like this. I'll buy the second volume, and then the third volume, and then the fourth volume, and then it discontinues. I'm like, motherfucker. Every time. It happened 4 times. I'm so mad.
Did you know there's a Monster Hunter manga?
I did. And I refused to buy it because I know the moment I buy it, it's gonna get discontinued.
No, it's not.
Wait, there's a what manga?
There's Monster Hunter manga. There's no more volumes of it anymore.
Okay, so now I can buy it.
Yeah,
I didn't even know. That's pretty cool.
It's from these sellers because they're not even producing it right now. But it's something I really want to grab and read and make a video about because I think that'd be really interesting.
There's also like the Pokemon Adventures. Pokemon Adventures I've wanted to own for a really long time.
Good. Get the 3-in-1 collections because those are really good looking and really nice.
I've always wanted to own those though, because I've read like the Red and Blue, and I've read
Yellow.
I didn't read Yellow. I read Gold and Silver. I read Red and Blue, and I read Gold and Silver.
Arc. That's part of the story.
They're not contiguous.
Yes, they are.
Ooh.
Oh, then I don't know that. Well, I guess yeah. I guess those two are all about Rocket series, so they are contiguous. So continuous.
You know what? Since you guys just brought up Pokemon, I got to do something here that might create a bit of divisiveness. Best Pokemon generation based off of the games, just the games.
Black and white.
6. Black and white.
X and Y easily.
Nigiri's gonna say 1.
Yeah, 1.
Gen 1er.
I know I'm a Gen 1er.
Tragic.
I appreciate all of them, but in terms of gameplay and how much they like were able to do in terms of story, I love Black and White. I have a huge appreciation for like the first gen, second gen, all that, but it's just that the story and just the world building, I love Black and White for.
Nigiri, do you like red and blue or fire red and leaf green?
So yeah, so for me, when I was a kid, I know I was like, I guess it depends on what we grew up with. So that's why I like red and blue. That is our generation. Like we were back in elementary, so red and blue, and then what, yellow also came out, like the special Pikachu version. Yeah. So I guess
more of the same game.
Right. So I guess that's part of like my childhood. That's why it has a special place in my heart. So.
When was the last time you played red or blue or yellow?
Oh my gosh.
We played Let's Go.
Milk.
I did Let's Go.
Because we have Let's Go Eevee, and that's pretty much...
So that's...
The map goes into every country. You can go anywhere. Like, it's a really big map. The story is very boring. It's very long until, like, around probably 80 to 90 years of age.
This is what I'm always getting at, though, is that, like, there's a lot of people that hold... I'm not calling you out. I'm just saying this in general, right? Because, like, for a long time, like, I was like, oh, yeah, like, Gen 1, like, red and blue, yeah, and I'm all about that. I played red, like, 2 years ago, and I was like, this is fucking garbage. This game's programmed like shit. There's no continuity with anything. I don't understand it anymore. I'm lost in this cave. Where the hell is Flash? Like, I was mad, right? And I was just like, this isn't fun anymore. But a lot of people, whenever I hear them like say like Gen 1's their favorite gen, their favorite game is Fire Red and Leaf Green. Perfectly fine. Yeah. That's a Gen 3 game though. You like Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, which is the best games in the series. I still like X and Y more.
Yeah, no, that's definitely understandable. Yeah.
I love you,
Wait,
Emerald, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with Gen 2. I think what they did at the end of Gen 2, and they're like, hey, let's go back to red and blue. Like, to me, that was just like,
that's fun.
And I wanted to see that continued in future games, and they weren't so great at that.
Now, did you like Gold, Silver, and Crystal, or Heart, Gold, and Soul Silver?
I mean, like, the ones that I enjoyed the most at that specific time would be the originals, but when I go back and replay them, I went back and replayed, I think it was Blue, because they had the Pokemon Bank integration with the 3DS emulator, whatever it was called. But, like, you know, if I didn't have something like that, there's no way I would go back and play the originals anymore. I think they are in color. I think they're Game Boy Color, but, like, no, I'm not. Give me Heart, Gold, Soul, Silver, please.
Milk is the keyword of this conversation. Aged like milk. They're fun speedruns though.
Oh yeah. Would you guys ever consider doing challenges, like YouTube challenges for Pokemon? Like there's a challenge out there called the Soul Link where
we keeps talking about this.
I know, because this is great. It's great. No, because it's with 2 people and you capture 1 Pokemon per round. But those Pokemon, let's say you get your starters, they're linked. If one of them dies, the other person dies.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can only catch 1 Pokemon per route. So it's like a Nuzlocke. It's just your Pokemon are linked.
I'd be good with this because she is so over the top cautious. She would be the type of person who farms for potions and is like, you're not dying. None of these Pokemon.
Then you would kill them. And I was like...
Yeah,
I'd get her skilled. Skilled.
Exactly. So
you guys would be doing this, and you'd just be like, "So my entire team's dead."
Right.
What?
Right.
It's like you're on. It's like Nigiri's just prepping and everything, and then she looks over, like over to Rune's screen, and it's just everything's dead. And you're like,
everything's
dead.
Like,
Rune is whited out.
Well, you can see that, like when we're speedrunning, and I cart, and she's like, don't guard again.
Don't do it. Don't you do it.
Don't you push that button.
Oh, and that actually brings up something. She says she's a much more cautious, much safer player than me. So by the time people see this will have already happened. But I think it's this Thursday. We are going to do head-to-head Village in kind of like a hitless thing. Like whoever takes the least hits on their way through Village wins.
Yeah, so we're kind of like now we're doing even actually back in World. I think the challenge runs we've been doing it like Team Nigiri versus Team Rune. I think
it's better.
Yeah. So I think that's why
biased, but
no.
But yeah, I think that's what we've been doing way back too, right? Like I think they just got used to it like with that challenge runs with against each other. So
and I love how like all of chat sides with me, and it might just be a bully the streamer thing, but like
probably
yeah. Face like yeah, they kind of do. And I think it's primarily a bully the streamer thing.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I need to figure out what my next challenge is going to be because I keep thinking about doing that blind Narwa.
Blindfolded Narwa?
No, just blind. I'm gonna go and do a Narwa % but with zero.
No research.
Yep. Songa bunga.
Do you know what weapon you're gonna use?
Yeah.
That's a great question.
What rank are you now, Jal?
Me, like 120 something or 130 something.
Jesus.
I mean,
Nickums.
I'm at 70 something.
If you want to do light bowgun, I can tell you in like 30 seconds everything you need. Okay, no, all right.
I already did a playthrough damage list with light bowgun on Switch, which I'll probably do again on PC version now. But
yeah. Okay, so you'd be able to answer this. So I'm thinking damageless is going to be significantly easier than hitless because I looked up Team Hitless's rules on hitless. Any stun counts as a hit, so that would mean roars would be a hit.
I mean, if you want to rule it that way.
They might make exceptions for this game, but like they do say that any monster action that would cause a stun effect would count as a hit. But I mean, we'd be pioneers. We can change the rules.
Yeah, heck it. That's the nice thing about challenge runs, right? Is like because I get it all the time. With challenge runs, like you make the rules. Like a Nuzlocke, there are no set rules to a Nuzlocke. Oof. There are no set rules to a Nuzlocke. You have Nuzlocke clauses that you choose to use. So when people are like, oh, but you used a berry in your Nuzlocke, or like, oh, well, you're using experience share in your Nuzlocke, like, you can't do that. It's like, absolutely I can. It's my challenge. And whether or not you care, I don't, whatever. Yeah. It's like the same thing. Like, if you want that to count or you don't want that to count, by all means. I will say this, if it does count, it severely limits the choices that you have because you pretty much have to use any weapon that has like an armor silkbind effect from the very beginning, which is most of them, but like still.
That would be interesting. And I wonder when people do this whole, hey, you're the creative person, you're doing your own creative things. Like, did anybody ever go up to Bob Ross and say, I don't like that tree there? Could you not draw a tree? Yeah, probably.
People
just they didn't have a comment section back then.
Yeah, right. I'm sure someone was brave enough to go to Bob Ross.
Dear sir / madam, you're an asshole. I hate your tree.
Sent an email to him, put it in the mailbox. Just
Bob Ross just sends a tree emoji
on
back.
Episode 14, I did not like that tree.
I just couldn't.
Oh,
people are brave though. People are so brave. Like I've had people tell me in Xeno% on World that using Defender gear shouldn't be allowed. And I said, well, it's a different category. Mm-hmm. But they're just like, well, this isn't really a speedrun. Like you're doing it with like that gear. I'm like, hello? Have you ever heard of what a speedrun is before? You do it as fast as possible with any tools available to you. Like, I don't think. Do you know what this is?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, I like how I dragged the conversation back to speedrunning.
I know.
I am sorry.
We can speedrun anime.
We speedrun anime.
4 times speed. Let's go. Okay.
I knew Skoj talked about this one time because he was like, yeah, just like open up like 4 different shows, put them all on 2 times speed, and put the subtitles on and just go.
Would it be 4 different shows, or would you be watching like future episodes of the same show? Oh, that's why that's happening.
That'd be insane. Could you imagine trying to keep up with that?
My gosh, I used to
Who's
watch
this guy that just died? I haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, exactly. I used to watch Bleach when I was very young, and I just got into like watching anime. I'm not used to like so much content at once, because when I got to Bleach, there's already like 100+ episodes. So I was like, so I just clicked on whatever the coolest thumbnail was when I was younger. I clicked on it, I was like, oh, okay, what happened? So I would like try to figure out what happened. I would go back a couple episodes, like, all right, this is where this person gets introduced, and then I would watch it further again, and then another person gets introduced, I'd go backwards again. Don't watch Bleach.
Sound like me
that.
with Naruto.
Yeah.
Because like I used to watch Naruto on Toonami, and so I would never watch it like consecutively ever, because it's like some nights I can't stay up that late, you know, and like other nights I could. Yeah. And so like it'll be like from one Saturday to the next, I'll be watching it, I'll just be like, the hell is going on? Who are these people?
What was your guys' first anime?
Together?
Or together, or like separately?
Okay.
Probably
Yu Yu
me as
Hakusho?
Really? Ooh.
I'm
to
old.
watch that one.
yeah, same.
Really?
Yu Yu Hakusho, what? Even as which one is like Gundam Wing or even Sailor Moon, like way back? What, elementary or probably way younger? I don't know what year, but I remember watching also. Yeah, Sailor Moon.
Wing started in the late
Gundam
80s.
Wing.
Sailor Moon's probably about the same age.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
How about y'all's? I was about to ask each of y'all's favorite anime, and also like what anime did you guys started watching?
Like the first anime I ever saw was Dragon Ball on Toonami. That's like just the only way that I saw anime was like from Toonami, and I'm pretty sure that was like the only, unless you count like Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon, which I don't. If it was made by 4 kids at any point, it does not count as an anime. But Dragon Ball was like the first show that like I got like heavily invested in. I was like, oh my gosh, like Dragon Ball is on, get him, Kid Goku. You know, as like a child. Didn't really know what was going on, but I really enjoyed looking at just the things happening on the screen. But
I think current favorite
anime easily favorite anime is easily FMA.
Yeah.
Full Metal
Full
Alchemist.
Metal.
All day long.
Oh my gosh.
Show makes me cry every time.
Yes. Oh
if it can make me cry, it's my favorite thing.
Those anime like that and Demon Slayer, forget that like it's not a kid show, because like you watch it and then it's just like something gory and something out of the blue happens. You're like, oh yeah, it's not a kid show.
It doesn't even have to be gory. It just has to be tragic, right?
Oh
like
yeah,
tragedy
absolutely.
in itself. Like just like coming to realization, coming to the understanding that like this is the weight of the situation is so terrifying in some of these shows, right? And it's just, I don't know, like when you hit that realization, like it really clicks with you, like what the show is about and why it is so tragic.
Yeah. Maybe this time Team Rocket will finally catch Pikachu and he'll be gone.
God,
Can we have like a huge conflict?
For the day.
Can we have like a huge conflict at that at some point? Can we have a different main character aside from Ash? Can we?
I just want Team Rocket gone. That's all I want.
People
Take Team Rocket away. You can keep Giovanni. Keep the real Team Rocket. Get rid of the stupid 2 people and the cat chasing them around. Give us this story of Pokemon Origins. I loved Pokemon Origins. It was done so well.
Pokemon Origins was so perfect. Different main characters.
Yeah.
Did you watch?
It was actually red.
Did you watch Pokemon Evolutions, the YouTube series?
I watched like the first 3 episodes. I thought it was going to be like full-length things. It's only like 5 minutes. I was kind of bummed.
No, they're short. They're short little, but the animation style is
incredible. And they're for YouTube.
Oh my gosh.
They're just for YouTube. What the fuck? That's crazy.
Did you see the Bidoof?
I mean, they're probably
Oh, I didn't watch the Bidoof one yet.
The Bidoof one is so adorable.
It's funny.
I didn't watch that one yet.
They actually no. I want to see your reaction on this one, because they made it clear of something that's been happening around the community with the Bidoof.
Interesting.
I think so.
No,
I think we're talking about.
We're
talking about the same Bidoof animation. I'm not sure, but it was like
so for Bidoof Day they made like a little short.
Yes.
About Bidoof.
Yes.
That was like a week ago.
Yes.
I didn't watch it yet because I'm lazy. And I've also been staying off of YouTube and avoiding searching the word Pokemon. So actually, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it till after Friday.
Do you want me to tell you about the Bidoof thing then?
Absolutely.
Sure. Yes. Like, do you mean that? Okay. It's
a 8-minute long short. I'm not worried about spoilers.
They were upfront about the fact that he was a TM slave.
Oh no, TM friend.
Yeah, I feel like it was is the controversy over that word, because I could understand the controversy being over that word.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so you guys probably aren't like evidently aware of this. So I follow like Pokemon speedrunning too.
Okay.
3 years ago ish, 2 years ago ish.
Oh wait, was this an actual issue?
This is an actual thing because they used they used that old terminology and people thought it was inconsiderate. And I mean, yeah, more or less it is, right?
It's a kid's game, and you're calling them a slave.
yeah, and it's mostly just white people being afraid of being called racist. But anyways, but yeah, no, the nomenclature has changed to TM friend. That's how I usually call them. Okay. But I mean, yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah. TM friend.
I talk about my favorite anime.
So I know I was like, Skoy.
Yeah,
your turn.
Yes, you can.
So I got into anime with Toonami with Naruto as well, actually.
Weird.
Yeah, right. It's
guessed.
crazy. But no, I got into it. I was like, what is this show? So I rented DVDs or like borrowed DVDs from the library for Naruto. Started watching it through that, and then got really heavily invested in that, and then started gathering the manga and really collecting it. Then I started figuring out there's this other anime out there. And I guess there's been now there's like so many different types of genres and everything as well, like where it's not just shonen, where there's like I'm rewatching Your Lie in April again right now. That one's very, very good.
I need to watch that one.
Yeah, me too.
Try and watch it in one sitting because it will get you depressed.
Yeah. Oh, I want to cry. I need to set aside a whole day just to cry.
Jesus. But it's like Demon Slayer, which is absolutely fantastic, like storytelling with the characters. They're all lovable. Attack on Titan, fantastic storytelling. And yeah, no, it's like the Berserk. I feel like the Berserk's manga storytelling is probably one of the best that I've read. It's really good. But yeah, but without going too far off with naming every single thing that I've watched.
No, it's fine.
Wait, hold on. Do you actually do that? Do you have the My Anime list? Do you do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to update it.
I know a lot of people that do that.
I need to update it, but yeah. Gosh, sometimes the anime gets really weird.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest anime you've ever watched?
Right now?
Or just like in general, like what's like the weirdest anime? Like, and it can be like weird, like in any way, like weird in like art style, like weird in like concept.
The recent one that I watched recently was oh god, what was the title of it? It was like the assassination. The assassin gets reincarnated to a new world as an aristocrat. That was the title for that.
Are those all made by the same people?
The diamond got reincarnated as a slime.
Reincarnation to slime, reincarnation to a
or like
spider.
Because there's these shows that all have these like weirdly long, obnoxious, like jokey names. Are they all made by the same people?
Who knows?
Not sure.
Okay. Maybe that's like the clickbait thing. Like we have clickbait here. It's like, oh yeah, it's like really weird thing that makes no sense. Tell me more.
Yeah, it's like there's also like is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? That time
that I've heard about that.
It's all very
there's a bunch of them like that.
But no, that anime was very, very weird. It was 12 episodes, and it was a lot of things where it's just like plot wise it didn't make sense, and a lot of things that were kind of messed up where it was just like this person wanted to get married this person, but then the father adopted that girl, and now they're brother and sister, but then he says that she's his younger sister when she's actually older than him.
Back to the Future. Got
it. Yeah.
So it's like this was probably the most because it started off great. It was great. The plot was
bizarre.
fun, and then after a while, it just like it was slowly just after every episode just being more disappointing.
An anime just popped into my mind that we watched. We discovered it pretty recently. It's actually a relatively old one. Was the Fate series, and we just got hooked on that. It's like 52 episodes for like the first and then the prequel and stuff, and now there's like the different paths from like the games, and now it's like one of the new paths just came out on like DVD or something. It's like we gotta watch this, and then there's still another path that maybe they'll make a movie for, maybe they won't, and it's so good.
And they're all canon too, which makes it more confusing.
Yeah.
So like every story from like video games to anime, they're all canon. And it's all super confusing because they're just like, oh yeah, this thing that happened in a video game that's like a chibi characters and everything, that's canon. They were enemies in the show, but they're now really good people in the anime. It's like what?
And they're literally conflicting with each other too. It's like these two things can't both be true. They are.
Yep.
But they can't. They are. They are.
It's
what are you not understanding?
There was a video by this YouTuber named Giguk who attempted. He really did a lot of research to like make a timeline for all the games and the anime and the movies for Fate.
Good luck.
It was a lot of like lines connecting to each other. It was such a mess.
Tragic.
Are
you guys team Dot Hack or team Sword Art Online?
Probably more Sword Art. I never actually saw Dot Hack at all.
Me too. I did not. Yeah, I did not.
Can I say like the first like 10 episodes of Sword Art Online, and then after that,
Yes, I was about to say the first season, the original Sword Art Online was good, and then it suddenly just became.
But yeah. Sword Art
but they're just trying to capitalize off of something that was like really popular, and then kind of like fell through.
Exactly, yeah.
Sword Art Online was really good, and then they had Gun Gale Online after that.
Gun Gale Online, I actually really liked that one because it's like a spin-off to it. Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
And then there was like in the original Sword Art Online, I think there was like at the end of it, there was like a segment. It was like kind of like a different story that was really, really heavy, and that was probably like my favorite segment out of all the show. But yeah,
after the Fairyland?
No, it was before the Fairyland. So it's like
okay.
So it's right before Fairyland, but it's like its own little segment.
I can't remember the name of it.
I don't know.
Alpine. Oh my god, I can't believe I remember that. The last time I watched SAO was 8 years ago. Yeah. It's been so long since I've watched this.
That? Someone who doesn't like watch
I know. Suddenly, I'm like, I forgot that exists.
I want to be evident, or I want to be transparent about this. It's not that I don't like anime. It's that I don't keep up with anime.
I know.
I actually really like anime, and all through college and high school, I was watching a shit ton because I had a lot of free time back then. And so, like, I remember in college, I watched FMA like 6 times. I watched SAO. I watched like Code Geass and Eureka 7. Like all of the shows. I watched all of the shows. Any show that was on Netflix, I watched it. So let's watch them all. Right. So I was getting my friends that I met there that were these like really sheltered Christian kids into evil satanic anime and Dungeons and Dragons, like all the shit that they were sheltered from. Right. Like, you know, they didn't know that these so like all these cool things existed because, you know, their Christian lifestyles, you know, told them that it was satanic and evil. Dungeons and Dragons is cool.
I feel like that was just releasing a lot of repressed
anger.
You have no idea how therapeutic these podcasts are for me, because it's just like, just lay
it's
it
good
out
for
there.
me too, because it's like, I don't know, I love doing these podcasts. It's great. But
there's that clip recently trending about somebody being like, they were talking about Pokemon and they had like the cards and they were like, and this is a psychic energy used to leech the souls from your children.
Really?
Yeah. It's like those people that take the monster can and they're like, this is the devil's drink. See that 666. So you ever see that video? You ever see that chick? Just trying to sit there and convince people that the monster logo, like Monster Energy, is like a symbol for Satanism. It's wild.
Okay.
I know. Yeah, I feel like.
Why?
Someone else has seen it. Well, because they're, you know, them.
People, yeah. My goodness. But kind of taking us back a little bit with your guys' content. Where do you guys plan on taking this? Like, what are you guys' goals for right now? I imagine it's a lot of it speedrunning has to do with that. But like, in terms of where to bring your content, how you want to evolve it, because you're getting involved into the YouTube form of things. I saw your TikToks as well. They're really well done. And I'm excited to see like what your guys' plan is, if you guys want to talk about it.
So I kind of gave up on TikTok. Now TikTok is a great platform for gaining follows in TikTok, but then like they're in TikTok. YouTube has shorts now. You make a YouTube short, you get followers in YouTube. they see your YouTube content. Hey, something happens with that. And I feel like you can build a much closer connection with the people that you get on YouTube, even if they're coming in through shorts. You know, they mostly watch shorts. They're not there for the primary YouTube content, but you actually get them to, you know, maybe 20% of them will click on one of your videos once, and that's still something. And so the whole idea is take the shorts, get the shorts to drive people to the YouTube content, get people to know us together, get people to eventually just feed into Twitch. Like that is the end goal. That is the primary platform for Nigiri, and also to a certain extent me. I started doing what I was doing primarily because I wanted to get a channel that had content, and Nigiri was doing Final Fantasy playthroughs at the time, and I had a bunch of old Mario videos and Demon Souls playthroughs. I was like, all right, we're gonna move everything onto this one channel. It'll be like a joint channel for us, just that way there will be some content existing on there, and we'll put out your Final Fantasy 7 playthrough videos. And I learned a lot about the YouTube algorithm and why that was a really stupid idea. Yeah, it didn't work. And the worst thing that happened is people in the community would be like, oh, I want to support you. I'm going to click your video. I'm going to like, I don't really have time to watch it right now, so I'm going to close out of it. So you get like a video that has 30 likes with an average view time of like a minute, and it's a 30-minute video, and it's like...
The YouTube is based on watch time, not in likes and views.
Yeah. Do not help people by clicking their video, clicking like and closing it. If you don't want to watch the video, don't click it.
Because the more watch time there is on that video, the more it gets into other people's recommended. Yeah. Because a lot of people are watching the video. So, yeah.
There's a reason why we can see the average watch time of a video, right? Because that's the main metric. That's why it's the first one that it shows you whenever you click on a video.
And I learned a lot about YouTube. Is fantastic for statistics. Okay, I love statistics. I'm crazy about statistics. I'm
love numbers.
Nigiri finishes her stream. I pull up Stream Manager. I pull up Twitch Tracker. I'm comparing her. Who else was on at the same time? How were their numbers? How do things correlate? Like I'm crazy about statistics. Like even outside of Twitch. Like I'm not going to go into politics, but the presidential election for my state, I pegged the vote outcome of my state within about 10,000 votes, and it was like, okay, I was so excited about that. I love numbers, and so I think that's a great thing that helps between Nigiri and me. She's all personality and everything. She's fantastic at that, but like I just love like, what happens if we do this? Does this move a needle in this way? I just love doing that.
I feel like it's a big advantage.
Twitch, oh no, go ahead, Skoy.
I feel like it's a big advantage that both of you have in terms of like having involved like a duo channel, is because like especially with Nigiri having the face and then you working kind of in the background helping out with the social media, you have no idea how much that helps for you both, because it's just like you have more spread so easily now, whereas one person being in charge of everything. So you guys are at like a huge advantage with everyone, all this, and I can imagine there's going to be a lot of success for you guys, and I'm really excited to see it.
Yeah.
It is rough, but we're still definitely experimenting on some stuff. And again, like with Rune, we that's I guess one of the pros of like just dueling, team tagging, working together. Yeah, we're definitely still experimenting on some stuff.
And we're never going to stop experimenting. Like the whole speedrun thing was a giant experiment for us. Nigiri had always been a multiplayer streamer, and then she played Demon Souls. And you sit down and you start a Demon Souls run, you don't want to not finish that.
Yeah.
So it was a huge jump up for her, for somebody who, like 2 years before, was her first time holding an Xbox controller. I was watching her learn how to play Destiny. So she had a while. She had just moved in with me. Since she had moved in with me, she had to kind of leave her old work, start working on finding new work. And while she was doing that, you know, she was like, "Oh, I'll start playing in an Xbox." And it was so interesting to me watching her play for the first time. You know how you see somebody who's walking and then they kind of stop and they aim, and like just the evolution she's had since then. It's so fast how quickly she picked everything. It was amazing to me, like going from that to where she is now, and she's just like, yeah, okay, well, she nails like all the headshots with Jalbagel, and you see her play like other shooting games.
Yeah,
it's been fun. And Souls, when she started up Demon Souls, I was like, can she do this? Can she do this? I know
I was intimidated by Souls, but then it was real fun.
She beat like almost every boss within 5 lives. Like, people don't do this. She doesn't understand. She's like, I died 3 times. I'm really bummed out. And I was like, you beat it on your 4th try. You don't understand how rare that is for somebody's first Souls playthrough to be able to do that.
Times. My goodness, that's awesome. No, and the support from you, both of you is really awesome to look at too. Like you guys are really sweet together. I'm gushing over this. Yeah, no problem.
You bringing up something interesting. Like she's really sweet. She's really nice. And like when you see her on camera, you might be like, oh, she's really nice. She's really sweet on camera. She's like this all the time. It starts to become even a little bit annoying how nice she is. Like she's so considerate, so like when my parents first met her, afterwards they were like, she's really nice. Like,
is this normal? I know.
Where did somebody learn to be that nice? What is this?
That really says a lot about like our expectation and standard just for people in general, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, basic human decency, understanding, and kindness. What's that?
Oh, my goodness.
But it's been really cool, like watching you guys, like your content and your channel evolve. And I'm really happy that someone else is like getting. Like you have no idea how exciting it is for me, the SRC admin, which is almost entirely based on RTA, like to see new people try the long speed runs. I tried so hard to get people into like Stories 2 speedrunning because I loved that run.
You mapped out everything.
It's too damn long. That's its only problem. It's too damn long. But it's such a cool speed run. And I was trying to get like more people involved in it. And like 3 people like came out of the wood, were like, yeah, like we're gonna try it and stuff like that. And so like made all these resources for it. And, like I gave them all my notes and all that, and I just never did. I was like, shit. But it's really cool to see, new people interested in taking the game and going far with it. So I always that's why I love seeing like you guys do those and have fun with it. Well, because then people see you have fun, and then other people want to have fun.
Exactly. It just inspires people. There's a few people.
Exactly.
There's a few people that they're like first-time chatters and saw our like dual speedrun practices as well, and they were like asking, "Hey, this layout is super cool. Like, I want to do this with another person as well." So, yeah. And it just goes.
People ask about that. The way it works really well for us, I have an HDMI cable that runs from my computer into. She's got like a camera capture card, one of the I think it's Elgato, the 4K, like just it's meant for DSLR cameras. But basically, I just plug my HDMI cable into her computer, and then boom, I have OBS, have like a projector. And then she lays her video on top of that. It's really easy. You can do that with a Discord video call like this. Just set it up as a source. So anybody wants to do that.
There's even OBS Ninja, which is really good for that too. You can use that. It creates a web URL that you then use as a browser source, and it is very good. As long as you have good internet.
Myself or the person that's sending the feed?
Both.
Oh.
OBS Ninja is a really cool one though to use, because I use that like my friend Michael and I use that when we do like co-op TCG streams.
You get better quality with that than you do like a Discord call.
Absolutely, because it's independent, and as long as their servers are quiet, which they usually are, it's it's really nice. It's just a little bit of delay, but it's fine for the most part.
Oh yeah. Oh man, but yeah, for like the future, I guess it's just like kind of going into this. Just keep going. What you guys do? Wow, English
challenge runs. Find something fun. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Like I decided, I don't know why, I committed to doing Narwa before the end of the year, and it was like a couple days before the year ended. I was like, well, if I don't do it today, I'm not going to do it. So I guess I got to do it. So I went into that really unprepared, but like it was a fun challenge for me. And then I was like, hey, we need to do this together. And she's like, I saw how long that was. I was like, it'll be fun, trust me. So we started out with Apex Reserves. Yeah. And we're just enjoying challenging things further and further. And there's a big change in streaming. You come in, you start out small, you've got the small community, everybody. As you grow bigger, less and less of the people. Like you just can't scale to knowing those people. And a lot more people are in there now just to watch like a TV show, whereas before it used to be, hey, I want to play with you, I want to be a part of your community, I want to talk. But now there's so many people that are coming in, following, never saying a word, giving subscriptions, never saying a word. And it's like, we appreciate that. We have no clue who you are, but thanks for being here.
Yeah. It's awesome.
It's different.
It's a unique change that you kind of have to like adjust to, But as long as it's we talked a little bit about this with Tuner, like how that paradigm in your channel shifts, right? How that relationship changes.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
him,
like,
it
between you
adjusted
and your chat and your community
super quickly for him. Like, because he went from like around 300 or around average to it bumped up all the way to like 1K, and then he said he had an average of like 3.5 or something along those lines. That was like a huge dramatic change for him. But yeah, oh my goodness.
But even just like, you know, consistently like over 100 viewers, and like, and even in that, like actively like, you know, 30 chatters, like it starts to get, the paradigm even then just begins to change, right?
Oh yeah.
But you know, as long as, I mean, like, and you guys do a really good job with like staying up with chat and like, you know, making sure that you're still talking, and it's so hard to do that, especially in the Rise speedruns, because it's nonstop. And it's actually really funny because in Xeno, I start talking to people when I'm like moving and routing and menuing, and then when I'm doing a fight, I'm silent.
Yeah.
But for you guys, it's the exact opposite, because the fight's kind of like the longer part that requires a little less attention, and the actual like movement and routing and menuing requires so much more attention that you're just like more focused on that. And then I thought that was really funny.
And once you get to that in muscle memory, then it's gonna be like everything. You're gonna be able to talk. You're gonna just be like boom, 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 boom. All right. So anyway,
I'm hoping we get there. I mean, like menuing is probably our biggest. We can save so much time in combat and everything. But I mean, that just comes from getting more experience, getting more in sync. But like menuing is like the thing that you actually have to really focus on and be able to focus without focusing. Like. And it's because you have random elements coming in. Your items aren't always going to be in the same spot. You can't say, oh, it's down right A. No, because you might have, oh, you collected this one material that you don't usually collect or something. And yeah.
And I almost like deleted some of like some parts that we were looking for, like specifically Puke and Tetranodon parts specifically. I almost deleted some of those, and I was like, oh shoot. So and it messes up your inventory.
Actually did
everything.
Yeah, because we did after Apex or Zeros. I guess I got a high rank to Trenodon part from that, and I those are important to me. But I'm just going through my inventory because we just reached high rank, and I want to buy the armor charm and power charm. So I'm just selling literally every material, and I'm like, I just sold a high rank to Trenodon. I haven't fought to Trenodon yet. How do I have this part? And I guess I got it from the rampage to qualify for high rank, because that's the only area I guess it could have possibly come from.
That's probably where it came from. Yeah.
Check the VOD. Cheating.
Check the VOD. You modded a Tetranodon part in there is obviously cheating.
I can't believe it. Just so he could sell it.
2 zenny.
Oh my God.
Yeah, right. Like 200 zenny out of that, which it could have been your high rank Tetranodon for what, normal 2? That would have been a lot better.
If I remember correctly, in that run, I actually had to go back into Tetranodon to bully him to get some parts too. Like that's in world, going back and repeating something terrifying. Like, but for us, like in Rise, it kind of makes sense a couple of times. We don't complete a hunt, but we go back in, we'll break apart, we'll get a mount, we'll bully it, we'll get parts dropped. Like you get in and out in under a minute and a half, like to get what you need.
But in world, you just don't need it, right? Like especially in Xeno percent and in Sharp percent, you know. I just
with like
just close my eyes and brute force my way through the game. Then 12 hours later, it's done.
For us though, like we just need damage output, and there's specific armor pieces that really synergize together. Like it'll take a skill that'll say slight damage and change it into huge damage and like it makes a big change, especially in our damage phases.
Yep. Speedrunning is fun, and you should try it.
Yeah.
Well, honestly,
hey, you know what would be a great resource for speedrunning? If you went to speedrun.com/MHR and you joined the Discord, man, there's like a lot of helpful people in there.
Weird.
Yeah.
Very people strange. Supporting each other? What?
Very strange.
And it's probably one of the few like self-promotion go live channels that people will actually click on, because people are like, I'm interested in speedrunning. I want to see this person who's speedrunning. So you click on it.
That's cool.
Oh, it is just /MHR. I had no idea that was the URL for that. I set this page up. I made this. I had no idea that's what it was. Because what's funny is that there's an MHR that already exists. I remember because we had this conversation. Huh.
That's interesting. But I'm
broken. Don't mind me.
That's fine.
Fucking tragically just destroyed. So when you guys going to go back and do a 2-player speed run of Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate?
Well, we don't really have any copies. I was looking for my copy of 3U. 3U is the first Monster Hunter game I bought. I don't remember if it was on 3DS or on PlayStation Portable, but I bought a copy of it because I was like, oh, I'm going to go take a flight. I want a game to play on the plane. And I got it. I popped it in. I was like, this is too grindy. And I quit it after like 30 minutes. It was my first Monster Hunter experience. I said, I'm not doing this. I'm moving on with my life. And then way later, I have a friend who I've known for many, many years. There it is.
Found it.
We used to play games all the time together. She streamed under the name Just Pudding, and I don't know if you guys know her or not, but she was a Monster Hunter streamer. And she was like, "Oh, I'm going to be playing Monster Hunter." And I was like, "Okay, I'll try it with her." Before that, we tried Dauntless because Dauntless came out before World, and she was like, "Okay, this is a shot." I didn't like it. Then years later, you know, I'm watching her stream. I'm like, you know, I miss hanging out with her. I'm going to get this game. I'm going to make an effort at it. I'm going to play it with her. I bounced off of it again. So I bounced off of 3U. I bounced off of Dauntless. I bounced off of World. And then Nigiri's like, there's a lot of people playing this Monster Hunter thing. These people seem pretty cool. I want to play with them. I'm going to get it. So I started playing with her. And I because it's her, I actually give it a chance. And after all those times bouncing off of it, it finally lands for me.
Yeah.
That's how I
and we
felt
met
with
a lot
World.
of friends.
Oh,
And we
yeah.
met a lot of friends along the way.
Definitely. I've made the closest friends playing World, which is crazy.
And even closer enemies.
Jal is my enemy.
Yeah, it's me.
Is that what that
Person wants to talk about speedrun while I want to talk about anime. What the fuck?
This is the best paradigm. It's completely antagonistic.
Oh man.
No.
But yeah, I think that about covers everything that we want to talk about.
Yeah.
I need to do homework.
Oh, sorry. Again.
Skoy's
No,
got to
you're
go and be responsible tonight.
It's weird. To work full time and doing school is kind of it's a lot.
Oh, you're also school.
Welcome to
Oof.
my life.
I feel that. Yep. School and work. You both are both school and work?
No, when I was
He's
in
work.
university, I was working full time.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
now I just work full time.
But yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Studying while working.
I play
You
with
got
the
this.
dirt.
School.
Make sandcastles and just kidding.
I put dirt in jars
But
and
anyway,
smell water.
thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys very much for listening. And thank you, Nigiri and Rune, for joining us as well. It was an absolute blast talking with you guys. Is there
Thank you for talking about speedrunning with me.
Oh yeah, like and
you'll get more of it, I'm sure.
oh yeah. But you guys really solidify the fact that I really want to give it a shot, and I'm gonna like definitely have a conversation with this with Liz because she's been wanting to do with me forever.
Can't wait.
But yeah, if there's anything you guys would like to include, if there's any socials or like just basically talk about yourself and what you do.
Yeah, Nigiri21Sushi for Twitch, Nigiri21Sushi for Twitter, Nigiri and Rune for YouTube. Hop in Discord. Oh my god, if you're looking for people to play Rise with, our Discord is constantly like somebody just pastes a lobby ID and say farming for this, and then like you try to join and it's full because other people from the Discord aren't even there. Like it's very active right now for Monster Hunter if anybody's looking for anybody to play with.
That's awesome. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Really do appreciate it. If you guys, all the links will be down in the description below. And make sure you guys go listen to us on Spotify. All right, what's up, everyone? Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.